Alright guys, here's a head start on week 6 assignment 2. Now, number 1, it's an example how to number 2, but it's a little more complicated because you have this triangular prism that sits not completely on top of the rectangular prism, so then you have two extra rectangles you have to figure out. You can take a look at that when you have time or when you want to, when you get bored or when you get sleepy. But here we have this triangle. So our figure here is going to be this whole thing on top, right? This triangular prism on top will be our figure 1. And our figure 2 will be the rectangular prism on the bottom. So I'm going to try to color code those two. That way you know the difference. So figure 1 plus figure 2 is going to give us our surface area for the composite figure. So here I already started it off. We have two triangles. We have triangles here, so we have these two triangles, right? And these are the same. So this is the same as this triangle. So that's why we have a 2 right here. We have that 2 there. So in order for us to find the area of a triangle, it's just base times height. So here, our little b is 17, right? It's the same as 17 up here. So this is the same height. And then this is our h here. So we have h, which is our 7 inches, and then our base, which is 17. We multiply those two, we get 119. Now here you could see that you could cancel out those two, but if you don't see it, that's fine. We divide 119 by 2, we get 59.5, and then we multiply by 2, which brings it back to 119 inches squared. So now that is how you do that. Two triangles, but we also have rectangles here. So we have these rectangles that we have to solve for. So let me make it look a little bit cleaner. Let's erase this part. Hopefully it erases. Okay, alright. So now we have to find the two rectangles. Alright. So our first rectangle, let's just go with this side here. So it's gonna be this rectangle here, if you can see that. So here it's gonna be 14 by 11. So here my first rectangle is gonna be 11 times 14, which is equal to, sorry, it's a little glitchy, 11 times 14, let's see, 11 times 14 is equal to 154. So I have that calculator there at the side, forgot about it. 154. Now my next rectangle, right, is going to be this right here. This one on this side. So we know that it's 11 by the distance here. So 11 here, 11 here, and 11 here. This is where it got from. I got 11 on also those sides. So what's 11 times 11? So 11 times 11 is equal to 121. So 11 times 11 is equal to 121. So remember, these are inches squared, inches squared. Now I have all the surface area of the triangular prism, so I just add those three for the figure 1. So I have 119, 154, and 121. So let's add them up. 119 plus 154 plus 121 is going to be 394. So here, my figure 1 is going to be 394 inches squared, and that's how I add figure 1. So now I'm just kind of leave this to the side, right? I'm just going to not box it, but just kind of cloud it around and bubble it. So that's 394 inches squared. So now I got to do figure 2. So figure 2, let me just kind of clean this up a bit. Alright, let's clean it up. Alright, so figure 2, I'm going to use a different color. Alright, figure 2, did I get it? There it is, figure 2. Alright, so figure 2, it's just going to be Two rectangles, so it's going to be this front side here. Two rectangles, so I'm going to start here and the back side here. So if you could imagine the back side of that prism. So those two on the side, so let me get rid of those. So you're going to have two, just going to write 2 times, and it's going to be length times width, so it's going to be, let's see, it's going to be, I'm trying to organize, so 17, so 10 times 17. Alright, so then here is where I got it, so I'm going to erase that. So 10, so let's just do, this is my, let's just call this length, and this is my width. So length and width, so 10 times 17 is just 170. Alright, now we multiply that by 2, which should be 340. Oh well, let's do it. 2 times 170 is 340. So we have 340 for my first 2 rectangles, inches squared. And now my other 2, so my other 2 are going to be this one and this one in the back. So if you can imagine that, right? This triangle, this rectangle, and then this run in the back. So let's do it. Alright, now they're the same size, so we're going to have 2 times, here is going to be my length and width, so now I'm going to erase this guy. It's going to be 11, come on, erase, times 11 times 10, so 11 times 10 or 10 times 11. Not erasing, don't know why. So anyhow, we have, let's do our width is 11, and then here it's the same as 10. So it's going to be 10, I'm just putting the small number first, 10 times 11, which is, again, 2 rectangles times 10 times 11, which is 110, right? So 10 times 11 is 110. Just want to write it down on the calculator. 2, so times 2 is 220. 120 inches squared. So now we have one more. We have one more rectangle, and that's the bottom. That is the floor. That is the foundation for those of you who work with cement or construction. Let's see. Alright, so now the bottom one is just going to be one solid piece. So it's going to be 1, and it's going to be 17 times 11. So it's going to be the bottom piece. It's going to be the bottom piece right there. So if you can imagine that, right? So now we have 11 times 17, which equals what? 11 times 17. It's 187. So we have 187 inches squared. So now I'm going to add all these 3 in figure 2. So I have 187 plus 220 plus 340, and I should get 747. So all this here is 747. Alright, just like the airplane. Inches squared. And I'm going to bubble that. Now the bubble ones are my figure answers, right? So then my total surface area, so my total, you see, total surface area is figure 1, so it is gonna be 394, so 394 plus 747 is gonna equal to, let's see, add them up, 747 plus 394 is equal to 11 1141 inches squared. And this is my final answer. Now, I know it's just one problem, but it had many steps in there. So when you plug it in your assignments, this is how you plug it in. 1141 inches squared. Alright guys, so that's this assignment. Hopefully I'll try to post the next video pretty soon. Let me know if you have questions. Remember, email is the best and fastest way. Alright, thanks.